is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. We made it to the middle of the week. It's Wednesday, February 19th. I'm here with Al, Brandon, Lindsay. I am Tori. Let's get right to it. The president is proving what he said, that he's, quote, the chief law enforcement officer of the country, after pardoning or commuting the sentences of nearly a dozen white-collar criminals, including former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich, junk bond pioneer Michael Milken, and former NYPD Commissioner Bernard Carrick. He also pardoned former San Francisco 49ers owner Eddie DeBartolo Jr. Blagojevich was filmed walking into his house in Chicago after his release yesterday. He declared himself a, quote, Trumpocrat. He also once appeared, if you didn't know, on Trump's reality show, The Apprentice. A lot of people are questioning the optics of the president using his power to pardon at this point in his presidency. I have a theory, would love to hear from the panel. Was it surprising, 12 in the middle of his term, first term?
I think the timing was surprising, but that's the only thing. I think all presidents have had controversial pardons.
For sure.
We even talk about Bill Clinton, and you want to talk about white-collar crimes. He pardoned somebody that stole $48 million, and, you know, his name was, I think, Mark Rich. So, you know, it's not the first time this happened. I think Blagojevich, he served 10 out of his 14 years. That's a lot of your sentence. So, you know, and he also is a Democrat. So if he is on a tirade against Democrats, this wouldn't be proving that point. So I really don't think it's that outrageous.
I think the timing's perfect, because this is a message to anyone who has been loyal to him in the past, anyone who is thinking about being loyal to him in the present and future. And he said in this interview that I guess I'm the chief law enforcement officer of this country. So it doesn't matter what William Barr or Comey or Mueller can do to you. I have the power, the executive power, to commute or pardon your sentence if you stay loyal to me as Donald Trump.
I just bouncing off that, I don't know if we have this picture, you can tell me in my ear, but I think this is it. Let me translate it. And it has a little to do with what you just said. Roger Stone, who's in jail, in trial, we're about to find out. This is Roger Stone here. He's about to find out about his sentencing and where he's being charged. Remember, there's a lot with the prosecution leaving. Okay. In 1999, they were buddies, he and Trump, and tried to get him to run in like a different party, okay? They've always been friends. And I think he's signaling to Roger Stone, hey, I got you if you do this, and stay quiet, because I got you even if you get convicted and you go to jail.
When has Trump ever been like a quiet, let me sneak and do this? He would just tweet out and say, I got your back, Roger.
Well, you could be literally in for witness tampering at that point, because it's an ongoing
But who would prosecute
trial.
that?
I hear you, but at least
he can do whatever he wants. He's showing that the people that go after him will be fired, will be literally marched out of the White House, and the people that helped him, even if they were people that broke the law, that lied for him, like somebody like Sean Spicer or Hope Hicks, who admitted to lying for him, she's back in the White House. It just shows you, like, this is the way banana republics work.
Yep.
You lock up the people that came after you, and you free the people that broke the law for you, and it's working perfectly.
Do you think he'll let go? You think he'll pardon Flynn or Manafort?
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah,
I would. Go ahead.
Would you hire a staff of people who were anti-you? I don't think it's that crazy
no,
to not want to work with people, even though, because he didn't get removed from office. So in his mind, he won this argument.
Well, I mean, he didn't get removed from office because the Attorney General is on his side, and the Senate has refused to take witnesses for his trial. So there's a lot of reasons why he's still in office. If we're holding trials with no witnesses, I think a lot of times people would get off. That's the reason you have witnesses, so that you can corroborate things that you're accused of. So I don't know if, like us talking about the legitimacy of him not being further taken to task what he did, I think it's a fool's errand, because he's never going to be taken to task for anything. So we now have a king, so let's see what he does.
Interesting. Well, let us know how you feel, because that was a good debate. More than 2,000 people have died from the coronavirus. Check out what a couple passengers did to prevent infection while flying. They wrapped themselves completely in plastic on a flight from Sydney, Australia.
It looks like a boring Ken doll.
With so much of Asia paralyzed by fear, some are wondering, what effect it'll have on this summer's Olympic Games in Tokyo. Some are saying if the Olympics were being held now, they would be canceled.
Wow.
I got to be honest, we had athletes not perform because of the Zika virus. I would not go. Would you go?
No, I don't think I have to worry about it. But somebody like a professional athlete like Brandon, I mean, You had a pro career. Think about when you're in the prime of your career. You're invited to go to the Olympics for the long jump or something. Would you go? I mean, because it's a chance to serve your country.
First and foremost, I think you'd be a great Olympic shot putter.
That's the only thing I'm built for. That or bowling.
But remember, in 2016, the World Health Organization teamed up with the International Olympic Committee, and they said that there was no threat when it came to the Zika virus. They got it right. They're saying the same thing. By the time we get to July, that they should have this under control.
The hospital director died.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
There's a huge run that's about to happen on March 1st in Tokyo that usually has 38,000 runners. They're having only 200 to make sure that things get underway. I know, but outside of China, Tokyo is the second place where the coronavirus is the most prevalent. So I think that's something to think about. I don't know that in July or this summer everything's going to go away.
I wouldn't trust experts either on this. If I were taking a flight,
China has its Olympic athletes in different countries training right now, so they don't have to be quarantined before they head to Japan. Look, I look at it like this, because there's always money involved, and if you're a sponsor or you're a network broadcaster and you spent all this money invested into the Olympics, there's going to be some pressure on the WHO and the International Olympic Committee to keep these games running. So to answer your question, would I run, jump, swim, throw? Absolutely not.
You wouldn't go? Wow. But then it goes to how can you have Olympics if half the people don't go?
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, we are changing gears here. This is shocking new 911 audio we want you to hear after this woman said she was drugged by laced cupcakes that she ate. So stay with me here. Police say it was given to her by a woman who was posing as a baby photographer. It was all an alleged plot to steal her newborn baby. That woman, Juliet Parker, was in court yesterday. She pled not guilty. Let's listen to the 911 audio.
I'm super spacey, it's hard to talk, and my hands and my feet and my arms are super numb. I feel like my breathing is jacked up too. I was fine, and then I ate a cupcake. I ate one, I was fine, I ate another one, and then my face started instantly going numb.
So if you didn't know, the alleged or suspect right now did run for mayor of Colorado Springs. So she's someone who has a career, someone who has some
I think that's
sanity.
past tense.
But yeah, what happened here?
She's also somebody who was behaving allegedly like a psycho, because she literally planned this with somebody, and I was reading the article that she used to date saying how much she would love a baby girl. She went inside of a baby Facebook chat and said, hey, I'm working on my portfolio. I'll take free pictures of any kids in here, either just about to be born or up to 2 months old. What a psycho to do all this
stuff. She brought her 16-year-old daughter with her.
And her daughter's the one who gave the cupcake, which is why she's implicated in the situation.
That's just,
it's an elaborate
It goes
scheme.
back to what I always say, guys. No new friends.
You mean Drake says that, I believe.
I took that for the book. Look, I can't trust people.
Don't have the cupcake.
We did the story on the Boy Scouts yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't trust anybody.
I feel you.
No new friends.
What if you need a babysitter? What do you do if you don't live near your family?
Angelica right over there. I know her.
So good with babies. She's so good with babies. All right. These are crazy videos you've got to see of bystanders springing into action. So picture yourself there. Would you do this? 2 off-duty cops who happen to be husband and wife, they were dining at a fried chicken restaurant when a masked gunman walked in, demanding money, while the husband and wife pulled out their weapons, confronting the suspect, and then even helped to chase him down.
Wow, that's like a movie.
Crazy.
I think the jean shorts slowed him down. Wow.
Those are terrible shorts.
Those are too long. Next up, check out this 77-year-old man, all right? He was headed to an ATM in Australia, and surveillance video shows a masked man trying to steal his cash, but the old man literally squares off, arms raised to fight. He even waves him in like, come on and get it, buddy. Look at him. Look at this. Come here, buddy. You can do this. He ends up fighting off. There he is. Ooh. He ends up fighting off the suspect, who leaves empty-handed.
Never test grown man's strength.
I don't want to promote violence.
Look, did the guy have a gun or not? Because I don't.
You assume he did if he's masked,
no,
man.
if someone has a gun, I don't. Why are you trying to fight?
I assume he did.
Well, I don't think he did.
Yeah, it was Australia. You're right.
I think that guy walked up. He saw an old man. He was like, he probably left his gun in the car. Like, I got this. And then he ended up fighting the ex-world champ of Australia. He was so ready for that fight. Yeah.
Back in the day.
Because even after the guy's backing off, he's still kind of pursuing. He's telling him like, no, let's do it now. I'm warmed up.
Come here, you. He's like, come here, chap. I got you.
You see it? Look at the footwork, Brandon. Look at the footwork.
He did this.
Yeah, he doesn't want any of that.
His hands are up like like the Notre
I
Dame
love it.
side
I
of the
love it.
fight.
You better watch who you run up on.
You got to be careful.
Fighting Irish. Here we go.
Fighting Irish. All right. Well, DBL is live and coming up. Hollywood veteran Matthew Modine and Niles Fitch from This Is Us are teaming up on this amazing, poignant new movie about the lengths a mother will go to help her child. I talk with them all about Miss Virginia. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. At a time when consent is on everyone's mind, should that permission be granted on videotape just in case any criminal issues come up later? DBL Nation, you are sounding off on the controversy. Stay tuned.
This February, ask the one you love to be mine and get away to a Sandals Resorts luxury included Caribbean vacation. Watch Daily Blast Live every day for a word of the day. Then enter at dailyblastlive.com/sandals for your chance to win a 4-day, 3-night romantic escape for two. The winner will be announced on DBL February 26th. What better way to say be mine?
Hi DBL Nation, Kelly Schubert here with the DBL digital team. I think that guy was like, come at me mate. I saw that video last night as I was going to bed and I sent it in right away. I was like, we have to do this on the show tomorrow. I love seeing that guy defend himself. But police here would say not to do that. In Australia, it's apparent. In Australia, is it illegal to carry guns?
Highly strong gun.
So you have to assume that he expected that the man did not have a gun. That's because in America.
Yeah, remember this? Remember this from Crocodile Dundee? He goes like, here, give me your gun. What did Crocodile didn't see? You think that's a knife? This is a knife.
That was good.
You know, when I looked at that video, Australia does have very strict gun laws. They because they famously had a mass shooting in 94, 2004. I know it was
That's right, and
before
they
the end
never
of it.
did. That's
Yeah,
right.
and then they removed all the guns. And but you know what? I looked at that footage and I was like, that's what happens when you take guns away from society. So weak people don't have a gun to rely on, and you have to get nice with your hands. So if there's a problem, you handle it with your hands.
Yeah.
And I don't condone violence at all, but you saw with his footwork, that guy had thrown some punches before. And that's what happens when you don't have a gun to rely on. No AR-15s needed. That's old man strength right there.
Yeah, and of course in America, the police would tell you not to do that. They would say hand over the cash, but it's different in Australia.
Especially if you don't have enough to do this.
Yeah, you know that
glasses,
guy
by the
probably
way.
doesn't have a gun.
My eyes tearing, but yes, doing this.
We're back to the Matrix.
I have something to tell you guys. You want to know a crazy fact? Okay, a yellow light will always last as long as the first number in the speed limit of that area. So if it's 35 miles per hour, it will last 3.5 seconds.
Wait, what?
If it's 50 miles per hour, it lasts 5 seconds.
What are you talking about?
Isn't that cool?
Yellow light.
I'm confused.
I didn't know
I don't know if
that.
that's true.
It is.
That's great.
Thank you.
That's
DBL Nation, are you confused? I am.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for Fifth Host, and the Me Too movement has inspired change on several fronts. And now criminal defense attorneys are suggesting a new idea that's stirring up debate. They're saying the only real way to defend yourself for being accused of rape is to record consent, meaning get it on tape before sex. But many rape advocates fear it might become a standard practice and argue it's a red flag. DBL Nation, we need to know from you, is recording sexual consent a warning sign?
Okay, Bill from Twitter says, this is a great idea. Consent can only exist when there's equal power and no pressure. And I just question, what about the time if somebody's drunk and says yeah, but doesn't remember saying yeah? So it's a slippery slope. I also think if you're leaning towards getting someone to sign this and you're really that confused about what the moment feels like or is, just lean towards no and don't do it.
Tom from Facebook says, how many young men will use this as proof that they scored or scored with
I didn't
consent?
think about
or
that.
scored with consent. Look, we're at a day and age, it's different nowadays, where you, like you said, yeah, you both could be drunk or whatever, or intoxicated, and yes, you shouldn't do it. But then there have been times where I've been pressed up on when I've been drunk. So is that is that not consent on my end?
No,
Like,
it's
you know
not.
what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You can't
But,
consent if you.
but
if
how
you
are
said-
we supposed to know how someone
That's
is?
the difficult thing, Brandon.
Don't
It's-
do it then.
What do you mean?
If you're
I
so
don't do
confused
it.
about the drunk moment,
Lindsay,
then don't.
I would say that most people have a glass of wine, even with their marriage, their partner in marriage, just to kind of relax. I think so. I don't. But I think if you have had any alcohol, and the producer will check this, I do think that negates your ability to consent.
But how much alcohol? Is it the
I think
limit?
it's like
How do you
any
know,
alcohol that impairs you. So then it's a weird thing, and that's why we're having so much trouble on college campuses, because there's a lot of drinking there. Donna from Facebook said this should be taken as a red flag. Insisting to record sexual consent is definitely questionable behavior. Donna, I think that's interesting. We're in such a weird place. I think that was what we were trying to teach our young men and women to do, is to ask for consent. I think to verify that with a videotape, obviously is a videotape. How old am I? With a recording, does it lose some of the spontaneity? Yes, but I think those days are over. My issue is they always say that you can give up consent at any point during the act.
Right.
So you make consent on video,
Right.
and then 3 minutes in, you're saying,
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable with this anymore. So then, does that video still hold up?
Correct.
Was that video from 3 minutes
At any
ago?
point,
So I don't know.
Any point, any partner, man, woman, whatever, says no, and you continue, that is considered rape. So no
Right.
matter what time, even if you're having the most romantic night of your life, I want everyone to be clear on that.
Agreed.
And I've just been told that legally alcohol does not negate consent.
Okay. You were
So-
told by who?
By the voice of God.
Wow, that's amazing. Dan from YouTube says, it's such a scary time for young men. This is what I don't get. Let me just say something real quick. When did the Me Too movement become all about the power, the powerful, the men? I know it's a scary time for you, but for decades we had underreported rape, sexual harassment, horrific things. But it's like, let me cry because I have to be a little bit more careful. I'm not crying for you. I think you should be more careful. I think this is sad party of one. Sorry. Coming up on DBL, veteran actor Matthew Modine and This Is Us star Niles Fitch are starring in a new movie with a powerful message. They're talking all about Miss Virginia. Coming up next.
February is Black History Month, and DBL is honoring Black leaders who paved a way for future generations of Americans. Today, we honor Patrice Cullors. She launched Black Lives Matter and is a celebrated artist, organizer, educator, and New York Times best-selling author. Her voice was echoed across the internet after George Zimmerman was found not guilty in the shooting of Trayvon Martin. Now the Black Lives Matter hashtag has evolved into an organization with a mission to combat violence inflicted on Black communities.
Okay, so what I was saying is this. When we talk about Me Too movement, it's for the people who are the vulnerable, right? That's what the Me Too movement was for. And for some reason, the powerful, and I'm not saying men, but anyone who tries to take over with power, takes over that conversation with, man, it's hard out there for a blank. No, it's just been hard for us for decades, and no one did anything about it. So you have to understand, in the 80s, men and bosses were still slapping asses, like 9 to 5, and like, that stuff was real.
But what does that have to do with this consent act? This two people in the moment.
Oh, this had nothing
and
to
this
do with
is
consent.
going
I
on.
was just
because I
responding
know
to
what
that.
you're saying, and I'm not trying to mansplain or anything like that, because I have 5 sisters, and I'm definitely an ally for the Me Too movement. But at the same time, I'm a young bachelor that likes to go out, have fun. I'm hit on and all it takes is one.
Cool.
One, and my career, my life
You're
is
right.
done.
So
I
be
can
careful.
You can't just
but
say
So be
you
extra.
can't just say be careful.
If you're not going to go show your whatever,
No,
you're not going to go
absolutely not.
touch a woman,
Absolutely
then you
not.
should be fine. Women are reasonable.
No,
3% of
you're
all.
just saying that.
3% of all rape allegations.
I would say people are unreasonable from time to time.
3% of all
Men and-
allegations are false. 3%. That's a study. That's empirical evidence that women don't come out and falsely accuse. Do some? Yes.
So am I supposed to be like, oh, just because it's 3%, this night is going to be awesome? No, all it takes is one little
And all it takes is for you to be a little bit too pushy, right?
It's reasonable for him to feel this way, but no one's feeling sorry for him.
No, you definitely don't have to
You
feel
just have
sorry
to
for
protect
me.
yourself like anything else. But off camera, we've had discussions about this. So
Yeah.
yes, it's a thing we're aware of. I super banked last night. I hit the Vanderbilt.
Digital platform. So
Welcome back to DBL. Action, horror, drama. Sometimes you just need a inspiring feel-good movie. Miss Virginia is on Netflix, and it's just that. It stars Hollywood veteran Matthew Modine and Niles Fitch from This Is Up. Well, This Is Us, excuse me. Earlier, I caught up with the two that today is chatting with the stars. Hi guys, welcome to Daily Blast Live. Excited to talk about Miss Virginia, but first, Matthew, you're a legend with more than 100 movies under your belt. I need to ask about this recent masterpiece, the new Jonas Brothers music video.
They say, hey, you want to be in our music video? It was like, what? Are you kidding me? That song is...
Virginia,
Exactly.
This is a powerful movie, and Niles, you play an emotional character.
You did not earn this honestly, and you will never spend it.
Stop, Mom, please stop. Mom, what are you doing? Stop, please, please. I hate you, Mom.
Did working on the supremely tear-jerking show This Is Us, did that help prepare you to get there as an actor? Because that's not easy.
Not only that, but being able to work with Uzo. While it is difficult to sometimes get there, when you're doing it with such great actors, makes it 10 times easier.
It is. I once tweeted at Uzo, and she tweeted back, and I've never forgotten it, and she has. So that's okay.
That's a highlight right there.
Dude, it was amazing. Speaking of This Is Us, Niles, do you and Sterling K. Brown get together to figure out how to portray Randall so you're on the same page?
The entire first season, I didn't want to meet Mr. Sterling because I was afraid that I would try to fake be him too much. The reason it comes off like that is because I'm not trying to play him and he's not trying to play me, but we're trying to play Randall.
Matthew, you were a little older than Niles when Birdie and Vision Quest blew up your career. I wondered if there's anything you learned about fame during your time that you could pass on to Niles, or did you guys talk about that?
The thing about this business, it's like a roller coaster. You know, sometimes you do something and it's tremendously successful, and the next thing you do could tank. What my advice is that when you show up, do the best you can and hope for the best, because you never know when something's going to break and be like Stranger Things or This Is Us. The lesson is just do the best you can, like you do, Tori.
Right? It's just so true that you knew that. Thank you.
You show up. You're the best.
Dude, you're the best. We're having a moment. Speaking of Stranger Things, fans just got their first look at the new Stranger Things season. It looks like Hopper returns. We need to know about Dr. Brenner. Is there anything we can hear? Maybe he's returning. What do you think?
If I knew that, I'd be in Las Vegas playing roulette. You know, I'd be putting it all on a certain number if I could see the future.
I think they're Netflix hitman outside.
Yeah.
I think they're a Netflix hitman outside. If he says anything, they're gonna come in and get him.
Yeah, I
but
feel
those Duffer brothers, they're so secretive. I was just as surprised as everybody else that they revealed that Hopper's alive and looks like he's in Siberia building railroads.
Well, thank you guys for being actor, and for taking the craft seriously. I trained as a theatrical actress and never made it, so I'm just living vicariously through you two.
It's never too late, Tori.
Never too late.
You guys are the best.
Thank you.
Do you guys think we're friends? No, we'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
What happened? Hey, Beauty Blasters. It's Wednesday, and that means we're talking some beauty gossip. Yes, queen. Now, I have all of the hottest beauty tips, tricks, and some of the gossip that's going on in Hollywood, so let's get started now. Now, first up that's happening lately is John Legend released a song about skincare. Can you believe it? Because I couldn't. Now, after I remembered who his wife is, Chrissy Teigen. She is amazing. Her skin is beautiful. She's known for fabulous looks. So you have to think, some of that had to rub off on John, right? Well, it rubbed off so much that he had to make a whole song about his love for a certain product called Patera. That's actually the song's name too, Patera. Say it with me. Patera. So cute, right? Now, this song is about his love for the essence from SK2, a serum, if you may, that helps to hydrate, brighten, and do a little bit of everything for your skin. It's really wonderful. But even on the launch of this song, he even included his good friend, James Corden, to make sure that he had a couple of extra funny bits in the video. Pop Sugar actually met up with John Legend himself and asked what are some of his beauty tips and secrets. So, you know, I had to dig up on that and see what all of them were. The first one was to make sure that you have a multi-step skincare routine. Ooh, John Legend, you just won my heart over, honey. This is the truth, guys. You have to have a multi-step skincare routine to make sure that you're really servicing your skin and all the layers that we have. So that's cleansing, exfoliating, a toner, a moisturizer, a little eye cream, a serum. Make sure you got your steps in order and take care of the skin you're in. Now, the second one for him was a big bathroom. I don't think that's just about for everyone. That might not be feasible for everybody, but I do agree that you should have 2 separate spaces for your beauty needs. For his and his, hers and hers, theirs and theirs, whatever it is gonna be, go ahead and have some of that. All right, guys, now for more of his exclusive interview, go check out Pop Sugar's interview. We'll see you next time for Wednesday's Beauty Tea.
Jennifer and Fotis Duelis were college sweethearts at Brown University. In 2004, they relocated to Farmington, Connecticut to start a family. They had 5 children, 2 sets of twins, and a daughter. In 2017, Jennifer files for divorce. Over the next 2 years, the couple became estranged amid a nasty custody dispute.
It's an exhausting fight. I love my children. That's about it.
In late May, Jennifer drops the kids off at school and is never seen again. She's reported missing that day.
Today's Sandals word of the day is trunks.
I was gonna guess that.
Never thought about it. Welcome back to DBL. Do you need a good night's rest? Well, try sleeping with your partner's shirt. Your lover's scent is as good as melatonin. We're chatting about it in today's Rise and Thrive, sponsored by So Clean. So in a new study, participants received 2 identical t-shirts to use as pillowcases. One had their partner's scent on it. The other was clean or worn by a stranger. Wow. Those who slept with their partner's pillowcase got a better night's rest because your significant other brings a sense of safety and reduced stress. For more ways to rest easy, go to SoClean.com or call 1-800-731-1648. Really quick, I want to bring up a comment that I absolutely love. This is Bernadette. Tori, I live in a household where my mother had to warn my black brothers, who are both athletes, that when they go to university to be wary of white girls. Just saying. She was saying I might have some white privilege in what I felt about. And I think that's the best part of the show. I learned from that. We had a really good discussion. Like, thank you, Bernadette.
The good discussion during the break. That's what people should join us during the breaks.
That's exactly what the show is. So thank you, Bernadette, for bringing that up. We really
one of my favorite songs, too.
Bernadette?
Yeah.
Sing it out.
4 Tops. All right, we'll get to it.
Bernadette! Well, okay, we'll see you same time, same place tomorrow.
4 Tops.
You just got